Welcome back. Today we're in my bathroom, which means it is time for another makeup try-in. This month I'm focusing all on affordable beauty, and so today's makeup try-in is going to be Undone Beauty. If you're not familiar, Undone Beauty is like a minimalist makeup brand, but it's affordable, so everything's like $15 or less. I was able to purchase all these products that I'm testing at Ulta, and they were super affordable. We're going to just jump right into this so it doesn't take too long. I've prepped my skin with this Versed Skin Soak Moisturizer, and we're going to go into the first product. Now, I didn't purchase a foundation or the skin tint that they have. They have like a skin tint, which is very light coverage, and then they have like a matte foundation option, and neither one of those sounded appealing to me. So I picked up this Undone Conceal to Reveal palette. They have a variety of colors, but it was really hard to pick one out online, and so I know I got the wrong shade. However, I didn't like this product enough to purchase another one, if that's like a giveaway about how I feel about it. So what is interesting about this is that there's actually 3 coverage levels. So the first level right here is sheer, and this is a like medium coverage concealer, and this is what they call full coverage. It's pretty full coverage. They claim that it would cover a tattoo. I don't think it's that full coverage. I'm going to give you swatches here. I think you really need to use your fingers because you need to warm up the product to get it to pick up. So that is the sheer, and this is the medium. This is the full coverage. You can see it's a lot thicker. I'm going to put just the smallest amount of the sheer under my eyes. Okay, just the littlest bit. And at first it seems like, oh, this is going to be great. But then your skin just drinks up the emollients. And it just starts getting drier and drier. Which is weird because every other video that I watched, they're like, oh, you have to set this concealer or you're going to have creasing. And if I were to set my under eye, I would look like the Sahara Desert. So I don't know if they've changed this formula since those videos that I watched, which were like a year old, or if this is an old product, but I don't love this. It's just a little drying and the color is not right. I would think the best way to use this might be to spot conceal, which is weird because it looks like it would be dewy, but as you can see, it isn't. So this product is kind of a fail for me personally. Maybe if your skin is not as dry as mine has been, you'll have better luck, but not a fan of this so far. I have tried using this as a foundation. I used a wet sponge and that didn't look good either. It was just very much heavy feeling, and when I first applied it, it didn't look too great. And then I had to use like a setting spray to kind of help it melt into the skin, but it was really finicky to have to do. So I wouldn't suggest trying to use this as a foundation. Okay, next we're going to go into the eye products. I have 2 different eyeshadow palettes from them. I have their Wet to Dry palette in the shade Bear, which makes sense because it's a nude palette. So this has quite a few colors. You can see it's divided. We have like a light kind of option, and then we have like something very dark and dramatic that would make a really intense smoky eye. What is nice about these is you can with a very like thin pencil. You can do like an eyeliner with these. They're very nice. I do almost wish that there was less colors in the pan. That way, like the suction could be a little bit wider, just because it can be hard to get a brush into like just one color. But overall, I do like these. I have another eyeshadow quad from them, which is the one I'm going to be using, and it is called the Currator Eye Quad, and it is in the shade Outfit Optional. It's another neutral palette. This is definitely very like everyday eyeshadow. I will say that this does run very light, so you're not going to get a lot of definition out of this, and you're probably going to need to pull something if you wanted to do like an eyeliner, or if you really wanted to like darken the outer corner. But this formula is amazing. I was honestly shooketh by how well these eyeshadows applied. So I'm going to take this little random brush that I have, and I'm going to use this matte shade all over the eye. Now you're not gonna like get anything like too complicated with this. You can definitely do like a one and done with a couple of these shades. Actually, if you wanted to, you could probably just put this on the eye and call it a day, like if you're like super minimalist, because this brand is called Undone Beauty, right? I'm going to mix things up a little bit, and I'm going to use this like metallic shade just to add a little bit of shimmer to the look. I'm going to use this little cute brush, and I'm going to go in to this shade and like add a little bit of highlight. So those are the swatches. Honestly, it's so pretty. I can't remember exactly how much this was, but I don't feel like it was very expensive, and there was like multiple colorways. I would definitely look into this. Like if you're interested in trying an affordable eyeshadow palette, like this is really great. It blends easy, it's super easy. I'm not good at eyeshadow, and I can't mess this up. So it's really nice. Like I can't give it enough praises. I know Undone Beauty is not a very popular brand, but one product you've probably heard of is their Undone Water Bronzer. It went like semi-viral for a little while. It comes in like this cute little stick. There's multiple shades available. And what's really interesting about this is it has like a watercolor look, and it has a cooling feeling when you apply it. So I'm just gonna swatch it right here. It's got a very sheer consistency. And this is what it looks like blended out. I'm not really a bronzer person, so for me, I see this and I see orange. Now, for you, this color might be fine, but generally, it's not something I want to put on my face. I much rather use like blush or use a highlighter. But maybe for the sake of science, we'll put it on anyway. I'm going to draw it directly on. We'll see if that is a mistake. I don't know about that. So this is an interesting product. Maybe you find one that is closer to your color or looks better for you, or if you're just like more into bronzer than I am, you might like this. I don't think it is like hype worthy. Definitely not worth the TikTok hype that it had. Lots of magazines were talking about this. I definitely prefer the Milk bronzer more, which also has like a watercolor effect, but it's also like 24 bucks. And I think this was like 10 or something like that. Undone also has a water blush. Now I ordered this in the shade Mauve. I'm going to show you what the color looks like on the end. I don't know that I would call that mauve. Would you? That's just not what I think of when I think of mauve. Okay, I'm going to swatch this for you. Now this did not have as smooth of an application as the bronzer. It does have that cooling feeling, which is nice, but it just doesn't blend as well. Like this blended very easily. When we put it on my forehead, it blended very easily. This, it's not even. You're not getting an even blend. I don't know. I just don't think the water blush works. It doesn't apply as well. Now, the least talked about product out of the water sticks is my most favorite, and it is the highlighter. I have it in the shade Cool Lit, and it is definitely cool and it is definitely lit. So this is a shade Cool Lit. As you can see, very cool, but it also not the kind of color you're gonna wear every day. It is pretty. We're gonna put this on for science, right? We're gonna put it on. Now, where do I like to put highlighter? I like to put highlighter down the bridge of my nose, like so. I like to put it, I don't really have a brow bone, but we're gonna stick it here. Then I like to put it kind of in this area. It's very pretty, and it looks pretty good with a light hand. The last product we're going to talk about is similar to the first one because it's like one of these multi-pigment palettes. This is called the Lip to Cheek, and it is in the shade 335 Dahlia, and I'll give you swatches. So we have the sheer layer here. The medium coverage in the middle, or medium pigment. And then the most pigment. Okay, I know those are lopsided, but you still get the point. So this is going to give you some pretty bold color on your lips. I would say I would use all three of these potentially on my lips, but I would only use this top one on my cheeks because this is very pigmented and a little bit goes a long way. Do I want to put this on my face? I guess we're going to. So I'm going to use the sheer on my cheeks. I don't know if you saw how little I put. I know it's hard to see the blush because we didn't put foundation on and it runs into the redness that I naturally have in my face. My thoughts on this product are that I think I just picked the wrong color. This is just not a color that I would normally put on. I definitely like more subdued color, more muted colors, more nude colors in general. And so this is just a little too much. And there wasn't really a good way to do less. Now, in a little bit, it's going to fade because my cheeks are going to naturally eat it just a touch, but it's still quite a bit. We're going to take this color and we're going to put it on my lips. Again, this is just not my color, but I didn't get to see these in store. I had to order online, and just things online just didn't look the same as when I got them. Oh, Lord. Well, if anything, this video is embarrassing for me, so it may be entertaining for you. So that is what the color looks like on the lips. Again, this is not a bad formula to use on the cheeks or the lips. This is just a bad color for me. So I'm gonna finish this by putting on some mascara. I do not have any from Undone Beauty. I have the Essence Lash Princess green tube. So we're gonna put that on, and then we're gonna try to throw together some final thoughts. So here is the final look of just throwing everything on my face. This is not something that I would ever leave the house in, to be honest, but we did it for science. So we're gonna just do a really quick recap. We have the Undone Concealer. I definitely have to say it is sitting better on my skin now that it is a time to like melt with like my natural oils. This is just not a great color for me. That being said, I would not go out and rebuy this. I am going to declutter this product after this video. I just think there's just so many other concealers at the drugstore that you can get. I really like the NYX Serum concealer. It's just way better than this, and then you get like a full size of the coverage level that you want versus like a teensy little bit of 3 different levels. So this is just okay. Wouldn't repurchase. We're going to talk about these eyeshadow palettes next. Personally, these eyeshadow palettes were my favorite thing from the brand. They just work so well. They're easy to work with. You're going to get very like neutral, undone looks with these. You can definitely get a little bit more if you wet them in this wet to dry and dry formula, but just lovely. The best things that I purchased from the brand. We're going to talk about these water sticks. The bronzer, I didn't end up liking how it went on my skin. It definitely kind of clung and like didn't go on smoothly to the texture that I have. So I guess unless you're like 20 and have perfectly smooth skin, this might not look that great on you. For me, this is a no way Jose. Will not be using this. The blush is another no thank you. This particular formula, it's just a kind of dry. The color isn't great. Not a fan. I will, however, be keeping this highlight stick for using probably this summer. I like the color and it's fun with that cool shift to it. Now this product is kind of a complicated one for me. This color, as you can see, I look like a clown. This color is not for me, but this product isn't bad. As far as like as blush goes, I definitely like it better than the water blush. I think I would probably prefer a standalone like lip product, but this feels fine on the lips. This is just not a great color. I don't love this enough that I would go out and purchase another one in a different shade though. So there we go. Those are my impressions and thoughts on Undone Beauty. Overall, I can say I tried it, but I will not be buying anymore. I hate saying that because I definitely want to be positive, and maybe you'll like these products better than I did. But for me, there's other stuff at the drugstore that works better at a similar price point. And we'll be seeing that in the future when I do some more drugstore makeup of products that I think are they're just better. So sorry, Undone. Okay, and so that is all for this video. And until next time,